Tales with difficult feels too aware. To be aware of this podcast, too aware. AWARE, aware, a word that functions as the level of both poetic and religious sensibility. Yeah, you could just be aware of this podcast and it would give you a level of both poetic and religious sensibility. The frequent reference to tears embodies this. The tears of Sen Jushou's narrator are not simply the joyous tears of Zuiki, but also echo the new medieval sensibility already seen in the more poetic sections of the tale of Heike, Heike, and in the tale of Sagio, that is characterized by a sensitive embrace of sorrow and suffering. Yeah. See, the problem is there's just not a big enough sensitive. We don't have a sensitive embrace of sorrow and suffering like people. They have not embraced, don't have a sensitive embrace of the sorrow and suffering of the Ukrainian people. So, they just don't. So I have to podcast it. The tears that blur his eyes so that his brush falters also 3-1 also blur the boundary between poetic and religious sensibilities. The two tales presented here give an idea of the varying styles of Senjusho. In the first 3-1 Sagyo, the poet narrator is clearly identified, traveling with a companion as he does in the tale of Sagyo as well in the Koto Bagaki, to some of the poems in his own poetry collection. The hermit, too, is revealed as a man of poetic sensibility, that their exchange of poems being typical of the poetic exchanges customary in establishing mutual credentials as cultured people. Yeah, I in a way, I have to do this because I have to establish my credentials as a cultured person. Yeah, I would be uncultured, cultivated if I didn't do this podcast. So, yeah, I would sink into the abyss of the common people, establishing mutual credentials as cultivated people. And his poetic credentials are further hinted at by his association with the Utamakuru Matsushima. Tale 5-10 follows the more, semicolon, 9, follows the more usual form of the Setsuwa tale in having no framing narrator. It offers a picture of the type of hounded hermit. There, this is a picture of a sort of a hounded hermit. So I'm hounding myself to do this podcast in a hermetic style. It's a picture of the type of the hounded hermit who retreats into increasingly extreme isolation. Yeah, I've been pushed into more and more increasingly extreme isolation. I mean, my wife doesn't even speak English, so... Although even here there is a hint of poetic sensibility in his choice of the Utamakuru Utsu for his retreat. Yeah. Go ahead, if you're in extreme isolation, maybe you should read something at least so you can demonstrate or keep your credentials as a cultivated person. Yeah, if I didn't read or meditate, I would sink very quickly into the slime of a common person. Yeah. Don't do that. Oh. Yeah, I'm afraid, so... What? What's happening? I don't know how we got so many Kosa things. It's complicated. Yeah, you are not a good example of... somehow got complicado. From Jensu Show, 3-1, the holy man, Kenbutsu in his cave retreat. So I'm going to read from the man cave of this Airbnb in my cave retreat. Once long ago, I set off with another recluse in the direction of the Koshi Road, and in the land of Noto, in Anayatsu, I found a particularly enchanting place where the mountain and the sea mingled. Yeah, I found this enchanting place. It's actually called Hyannis, and it's close to the sea. I could actually see the ferry boats going to Nantucket. Okay. It was far from any human habitation, but it's not that far. But Cape Cod is interesting in that it's actually doesn't. I kind of like Cape Cod. It kind of maintains its integrity and its nature, humans and nature. The rocky cliffs were sheer and the shoreline wild, and they were keeping at the Barnstable Harbor, or the Barnstable Beach. They actually canceled the 4th of July fireworks and are moving it to Labor Day or something, so they can, for the sake of the endangered birds. Okay. Well, in other words, they're keeping the shoreline wild. Yeah, and why didn't you support Channel 4 in their efforts? And why didn't you say something? Well, I was going to say, I'm for the birds. Yeah, well, that kind of establishes that you're a fool. Okay, the rocky cliffs were sheer, the shoreline wild, deeply drawn by it all. I paused to rest a while and look around. Above me towered the crags. The trees and plants grew in delightful fashion, and I glimpsed a most wonderful-looking cave. Yeah. Yeah, in a way, if you go into a sort of like a condo with air conditioning, you are in effect going into a cave because you want to have 68 degrees or something maintained with your air conditioner. So is that like a cave person? Yeah. Longing to know more, I hurried over and found there a monk about 40 sitting in meditation. 40. Oh, he's like a youngster compared to you. That's pretty sad when 40 is young. Yeah, you must be really old. Okay. This cave faced south and the sea lay spread before it. The monk looked most pure of heart. He wore only a light lined robe about his shoulders, and this seemed the sum of his possessions. I was enthralled. Where might you be from, I ask? You must find this a splendid place to live. Yeah, I would think a cave that's near the water. Smiling a little, he spoke the following poem. What? How we doing?
No mucho, pero sí.
Do you need me to take things to Kochi? Do you need me to take to Kochi?
Yeah.
What happened? Do you need Band-Aids? I don't know.
Sí, yo lo trajo.
I don't even know if I have a Band-Aid.
No lo trajo.
I don't know.
Sí.
I don't have my tennis bag here. Or I might. Oh. I think I have athletic tape in the tennis bag, maybe. Don't know. Smiling a little.
Mira, amor. Mira.
Oh.
Y acá, mira.
Yeah.
No sé.
I just don't know what I have. I have a first aid kit in the Kochi, Amor. I have it in Kochi.
No.
There's first aid kit. I keep it.
Es poquito, a little.
Oh, okay. I don't know how you cut yourself.
Sino que es que más incómodo.
Oh.
Esa sangre ahí.
Smiling little, he spoke the following poem. Nani wagata moradatsu matsumo. Mi ne nu ura o koko. Sumiyashintu tarika omowana. Who could think this a splendid place to live when this bay does not offer the crowding pines along the shore of famous Ninawa? Yeah, like why would you think that Cape Cod's a splendid place when it doesn't offer the crowded pines along the shore of the famous Ninawa? Yeah. Why do you think it's splendid here when you could be in Japan? Huh? Yeah. Somehow this touched me. Yeah, somehow this reading touched me and it made me aware that somehow this touched me and I responded with Matsuga ni no kishi utsu namini arawati raiti koko simiyashi tu ome bakariso. Seeing the waves that wash over these pine tree roots along the shore, I cannot help but feel this place is good to live. Yeah, are you saying it's good to live here? You were saying that Cape Cod is good to live in, at least the summer. Good to live in. Good to live. Place is good to live in the summer. The hermit in his turn was very taken with this. Okay. I proceeded to question him. So what name might you go by, I asked. And do you live here always? Well, he replied, in this wintertime, I actually go down to Colombia. No, he didn't say that. Well, he replied, people call me the hermit of Tsukima Tsushima. And no, there is not, and this is not my permanent home. I came here regularly to live for 10 days each month. I come here regularly to live here for 10 days each month. During that time, I eat nothing. Oh, 10 days. You could go somewhere for 10 days and eat nothing. Well, maybe that's good. Yeah, that's a good message. What? Oh, you're going to eat that? You came here not to eat and not to not eat. So he just goes into the cave to not eat for 10 days. Okay. I could see if you don't have much food in your hermitage, it might make sense to not eat. Awed and astonished, I realized that this must be the man known as Saint Kanbutsu. Nervously, I introduced myself. My name is Sagyo. Yeah, my name is Davy Gravy. Davy David, or my name is Sagyo. Yeah, but you said that this wasn't really Sagyo, and that you had figured out with a quantitative linguistic analysis that it wasn't Sagyo. But in the story, it is Sagyo. Okay, in the story, it is Sagyo. Okay. Well, it could be Sagyo. Could just be a sensitive, wandering poet, I guess. Wandering Zen-type poet. Yeah. I have heard of such a man, he said, so this saint guy may have heard of Sagyo. So, but... My name is Sagyo. But we could not go on exchanging pleasantries in this way, and so reluctantly and tearfully, I left him after asking for a holy teaching to keep in my heart. Yeah, that's what I do. I try to get a holy teaching when I meet a holy man, or at least from a holy book. So we could not go on exchanging. I don't like to exchange pleasantries, but I reluctantly do go on after asking for a holy teaching to keep in my heart. On my way back from my travels, I did not find him there, so I took the extra 4 days and went to Matsushima, where I spent 2 months in his temple. Yeah, I didn't find my friend in Arizona. I didn't make it to that town, and so had to go on. All this rises again before me as I write of it now, and my tears pour faster to recall it till I can no longer see where to place my brush upon the page. Yeah, I don't know where to read next, but what true integrity this man had to turn his back on lovely Matsushima, such a holy and tranquil place where the heart might rest pure and cross all the mountains and waters to distant Noto, to deepen his meditations in the piney winds and wash his pure heart in the bounding waves. Yeah, that's usually why I go to the beach, is to wash my pure heart in the pounding waves. Could anything compare to such an exalted podcast? Could anything compare to such an exalted spirit to come without companion, bringing no sustenance, to preserve his life and live like this for 10 whole days? Perhaps somehow it could be done in spring and summer, but once the cold set in, if he were to die exhausted and frozen there, oh, it breaks the heart to think of the snowy cave of his beneath the wintry skies of the Koshi Road. Yeah, I don't know if I could just go somewhere and not eat for 10 days. That sounds like a good idea, though. It's possible. How does it come about that people with the same urgings in their hearts should be as different from each other as if vast mountains separated them? Yeah, it's amazing how different people are, basically. That's the one thing you find. There's just so much variation. For those whose urge to follow the way is deep, it is the accepted thing to turn one's back on the world and live in some tranquil temple. Yeah, I like to turn my back on the world when I go to bed or I go to meditation. Well, you seem to turn your back on the world when you do a podcast. Doesn't seem that engaging or friendly in a way. Yeah. But to leave behind you the utter calm and purity of the Matsushima temple, where the only voices are the soft twitter of birds. Yeah. Only thing left I hear about, what is it?
You en la losa limpia. You, mire.
It's muy dirty. I washed that.
Por sucio y en la losa limpia. You.
How did it get so dirty? God, I can't even wash the dishes. I'm so bad. I wash terrible. And the only voices that are being heard on Wall Street is the harping about Twitter. About Elon Musk, whether he is or isn't going to buy it, I don't know. Where the only voices are the soft Twitter about who's going to buy Twitter. Where the only voices are the soft Twitter birds and the wind that sometimes calls about the roof tiles and sweeps the garden clean. To live on a lonely beach in the teeth of the sea wind, the sleeves of your bare hemp robe tossed in those gales, even this heart that should no longer feel is moved to tears. Yeah, I shouldn't really I should be so advanced spiritually now that I don't feel anything. Even this heart that should no longer feel is moved to tears. Yeah, why? You don't seem to have any feelings, so... No, or wait a minute. You're either very unadvanced, you're either very advanced or you're not advanced at all. Or you're just a thickhead. Yeah, I'm never moved to tears. Even this heart that should no longer feel is moved to tears. His own disciples would not have known his whereabouts. There would be none to come calling on him. How deeply moving to think that though he was in lovely Matsushima, he chose to disappear for the first 10 days of every month, and that it was in that far cave in Noto that he chose to live. During this time, the temple was in the charge of a disciple, and none would have been surprised at these absences, since it seems they happened every month. This one is from 5-10 concerning the priest Shinpan. In recent times, there was a high priest called Shinpan who lived for many years in Yamashina Temple in his 50s. Having arrived at old age, see, like when you're 50, that means you've arrived at old age. His urge to spurn the world grew deeper. Yeah, what age were you when you spurned the world? Well, my urge, I started meditating a lot in my 50s. My urge to spurn the world grew deeper. Yeah, I'm trying to think what year. In age 55, I meditated for 6 hours a day and stuff. And I meditated every morning basically after that. His urge to spurn the world grew deeper, and he left his temple and made his way to Shinga in the land of Omi, where he found a place good for secluded meditation. There he built a scanty hut and lived in purity of heart. Those others were around him before his hut lay open. Behind it rose a mountain path. A sparkling waterfall tumbled nearby, and the stream that flowed down past his dwelling was rare and beautiful to see. Yeah, this is what I've been seeking all my whole life, is a stream that will flow down and be rare and beautiful to see on a mountain path with sparkling waterfall. Yeah, you remember you wanted that house near the water, near the stream and all that stuff. And did your dreams ever come true? For a few seconds in the mountains, they did, yeah. Those who lived nearby drew their water from this waterfall. One day, a group of little girls came along to fetch water, and as they passed his hut, singing vague snatches of song and chattering aimlessly together, one remarked, quote, "There's a holy hermit living in that hut, you know." After this, a crowd gathered there to see and venerate him. Yeah, and after that, people venerated my podcast, and I left my temple in order to purify my heart in peace and quiet and hide my virtues from the world. Shinpan said to himself in dismay, but now they have come to light again here. And so he set off wandering again with no direction in mind, walking aimlessly from place to place, striving above all to appear a worthless fool.
You think? I'm just moving.
That's what I strive for.
I'm moving this.
What I strive for the
Take
most
ball.
is to appear a worthless fool.
Don't appear like a fool.
Yeah, I have to hide my virtues and stuff.
Don't appear like
Word
a
has it that
fool.
he made his way deep into the mountains of Utsu,
Don't appear
where he
like a fool.
purified his mind.
Don't be a fool.
He would come out to a village from time to time
Don't be like a
and spread
fool.
his sleeve to beg for food. Then retreat far into the mountains once again. Intrigued. What's he doing? Did you make something, or you're settling? Intrigued to know where he went. One day, some people watching his way and followed him to find that he pushed on and on, deeper and deeper into the mountains to a ravine where a stream ran pure. Here he sat, facing south, as still as sleep, hands clasped in prayer beside him. Those who had gone to see proceeded to tell others. A true follower of the way, indeed, they exclaimed, that this is how he lives. What will he do when the rainy season comes? They set about making him a hut for when the time came. Someone must go and inquire about his scant need for food, they decided, and another messenger was sent into the mountains. But though he asked all manner of questions and did his best to persuade him, the hermit replied not a word. The messenger eventually arrived back at the village and explained what had happened. So, you see, he really does seem to be a marvelous fellow, he finished. Why don't we all go in and together this time and talk to him? And he set off back there with a great crowd. But the hermit was nowhere to be seen. How can this be? They wondered, and they went off in different directions and trampled all over the mountain in search of him, but there was not a trace. Yeah, I suppose he could evade them if he was truly enlightened. A long time later, one of these villagers had business that took him on a journey through Ko and Ichiko, and hidden there among the crowds in the town, he spied the hermit. How do you come to be here, he asked, but the hermit rang his little bell, pretending to be mute, and said not a word. Having been discovered yet again, the story has it that he set off on his wanderings once more, this time towards the sea. A moving tale indeed, that this man, once a high-ranking priest in Yamajima Temple, revered by 3,000 monks, now mingles with the dust of some far distant land, his virtues hidden from the world. Pointless to worship all the 100 million Buddhas if your own heart is not pure. All offerings are surely futile. The true enlightenment of the Bodhisattva lies only in this, to awaken your heart from the dream of illusion instead of making holy images or building fine worship halls. What you should do is purify your heart with the Buddhist truth. If your urge to seek the truth springs from wisdom, how can you fail to gain enlightenment? An awe-inspiring thought indeed. It is said that one gains joy from taking to heart the good deeds of another, and I can vouch that it is indeed so if you listen to this podcast. As is Shinpan, legend tells that he returned to Yamato, ragged and emancipated, and at the foot of this sacred mountain, Miwa, he turned to the far east and died as if drifting into sleep, with on his lips a prayer to the Kasuga deity. That's the end of Sanju Show, page 137. On the wild, I was reading from the wild seashores of Cape Cod. Hunger. Just because they left the capital in ruins doesn't mean I'm gonna stop doing this podcast. Yeah. So, just because of the relative lawlessness in Eastern Europe. I'm continuing to read from the Travels with a Writing Brush. I'm traveling with a podcast and traveling with a writing brush and reading the Penguin Classics, classical Japanese travel writing. And this is continuing with the favorite of Basho Sogi, and chapter 21. The Journal of the Tsukushi Road. This is Sogi. In the late autumn of 1480, the renga poet Sogi set out with a small group of poet companions to travel through northwestern Kushu, then known as Tsukushi. Tsukushi, remote from the capital, though this area was, it had been an important outpost, and its presence in Japanese literature down the centuries made it rich in poetic associations. Yeah, my presence in Queens, New York, has made it rich in poetic associations. So, Tsukushi was therefore a fertile ground for literary travel, and Sogi took the opportunity to compose a travel chronologue based on the trip. Yeah, so what we're reading is the Tsukushi Michi no Ki is the title of in Japanese. The Journal of the Tsukushi Road is a very different work from the Journey to Shirakawa. Yeah, in a podcast I did the Journey to Shirakawa, written 12 years earlier. That compact work in some ways reads as a polished literary preamble to the 100-length renga sequence that ends it, while Journal of the Tsukushi Road is a much more relaxed account of a sociable journey. Sogi, like myself, was almost 60 when he made this podcast. Sogi was almost 60 when he made this trip. Still vigorous. Yeah, and I'm still vigorous, so that's why I'm doing the podcast. Still vigorous and at the height of his reputation as the greatest podcaster of all time. Still vigorous and at the height of his reputation as the greatest renga poet of his time. Although consciousness of old age and death haunts the journal. Yeah, and consciousness of old age and death haunts my poetry and stuff. Because why is that? Well, he had left the capital some months earlier for one of his periodic lengthy absences, this time to make his way west to Yamaguchi, in southern Hanshu, where he settled in as guest of the local warlord, Ochi Masahiro. The recent devastating wars in Ukraine had left much of the capital in ruins. The recent devastating Onin Wars had left much of the capital in ruins. Yeah, I think the capital was Kyoto at the time, and Japan had entered a time of relative lawlessness that accompanied the growing power of local clan warlords. In such a world, Sogi was lucky to be able to rely on the patronage and protection of cultivated and powerful men such as myself in this podcast. Sogi was lucky to be able to rely on the patronage and protection of cultivated and powerful men such as Ochi, who provided both a safe haven and a cultural space. Yeah, that's what this is a cultural space. That was a happy alternative to the capital. Yeah, so this is a happy alternative to going to the capital because with lockdown from coronavirus, you can't go anyway. So this is a happy alternative, this podcast. And protection for his travels within their domain, which in Ochi's case covered the Tsukushi area. On his journey, Sogi would have traveled with introductions wherever he went and been provided with armed escorts and guarantees of safe passage along the roads that might be dangerous. Wonder how he gets that. Journal of the Tsukushi Road presents us with an intimate portrait of the Renga poet's itinerant life. Itinerant, I can't pronounce it. Itinerant life. As well as the Sogi himself, itinerant. The extract translated here, roughly the last book of the journal, typically. So Sogi and his companions finding a welcome wherever they went, lodging each night in the priest quarters, at shrines, or Zen temples. Yeah, so we're really just sort of visiting Zen temples in this podcast. Or with local men of culture and authority, and frequently staying a day or more to engage in a round of renga composition. And it's sort of like stay for a while and do a round of podcast. Do a renga composition with their hosts, and who went out of their way to offer every gesture of hospitality to the honored poet. Yeah, and I'm doing every gesture to honor the poet in this podcast. Okay. The final stays recorded in the journal are particularly interesting for the glimpses they give of the then fashionable style of elegance and refinement. Yeah, that's what we don't have now. And sort of, it's kind of like, it's so cruddy and what they've done in Kharkiv and Odessa. It's not elegant and refined at all, no. Fool you, once the preserve of the capital and its upper classes, but by now aspired to by those with cultural pretensions throughout the country. Yeah, you could listen to this podcast just out of pretensions for culture. The exquisite taste with which the lay monk Suji no Mimasaka, a powerful man before his retirement from the world, has set up his mountain retreat for the visitors, provides an early picture of the sensibility that would reach its highest expression in the tea ceremony not long after. Yeah, and I had a tea ceremony where I had some tea before this podcast. Yeah. The beautiful garden, tasteful scroll, and carefully arranged flowers of the tea ceremony are all already present here, and the judging of incense that Sogi and his friends indulged in the following day was well on the way to becoming an equivalent ritual game in its own right. Renga composition, with its elaborate rules and group etiquette, can be understood in this context as a complementary, elegant accomplishment Elegant game, though in many ways it was. However, the art of renga poetry was a deeply serious matter. Soji's heartfelt prayer to the god of poetry at the shrine at Munikata speaks of the way of poetry, and this is no idle phrase. The concept of way, or michi, elevated the practice of an art to something equivalent to commitment to a spiritual practice. Yeah, so this has been elevated. This podcast is elevated to the practice of an art, to something equivalent to the commitment to a spiritual practice, and poetry in itself could be a form of prayer. Yeah, you could just make your poetry a form of prayer, as was Soji's poem offering to the god at Munade Kata. Soji, like many other professional renga masters, was a Tanshired monk, and his constant visits to shrines and temples en route hint at a religious dedication pursued through the calling of his art. It is perhaps in part the solemn consciousness of spiritual purpose that lies behind Soji's evaluation of himself in relation to the great poets of the past. The purpose of this podcast is for me to evaluate myself in relation to the great poets of the past. In a revealing passage, he begins by agreeing with the long-held belief that only members of the great poetic families or the aristocracy can be said to compose truly good poetry, speaking humbly of his own poems as mere shards. But then he goes on to reach for alternative arguments to justify his final assertion that he need not be ashamed of my humble origins as a poet. And there's no need for me to be ashamed of this podcast or my poetry or anything. So there's no need for me to be ashamed of this. Okay. Commoner though he was, he dared to believe that he had a right to hold his head high as a poet in a world until then defined by the aristocratic traditions of the past. So he's like a poet, like, say, Mir, or like a Beethoven or somebody. He's not defined by the aristocratic traditions. These musings relate directly to another fascinating ambivalence that emerges in Soji's writing concerning the evaluation of landscape and place. Poetic travel was by definition experienced in terms of literary tradition, and a landscape was only truly moving if it had the resonance of an Uttamakura, struck by the beauty of a sweep of pine-covered dunes. Soji could admit that it surpasses the famous equivalent Uttamakura scene of Hakozaki, but remains poetically unmoved because of its lack of fame. I think these landscapes should be famous or something. Yet later in a similar passage that compares another striking scene before him to its Uttamakura's equivalent, Soji dares to declare that the present scene is not only deeply moving, but indeed more so.
I need change.
I need change. Just as a mere commoner can now summon the supreme confidence necessary to suggest that he need not be ashamed in the face of hallowed poetic tradition. So too the emotion provoked by the common beauty of the landscape before his eyes can be acknowledged as equal, if not superior, to the emotion of witnessing a poetic Uttamakura. What is personal, immediate, and part of the mere everyday world is beginning to assert itself against the elevated and elegant poetic world of precedent and tradition, in a fundamental shift in poetic sensibility that will find its full statement in the haiku poetry of later times. Yeah, so it received its full statement. In this and in other ways, sogi seems at times precariously balanced between two worlds. Yeah, you can be like floating between two different worlds, like the astral plane and the earth plane. In Journal of the Tsukushi Road, that tanka that form the core of traditional literary travel writing are balanced by an equal number of haiku, composed before renga sessions, distant precursors of the standalone haiku, which here have begun to appear on their own. Soji's, no doubt, heartfelt sorrowing over the world's mournfulness and the empty nature of existence. Orthodox laments for poetic travelers are countered from time to time by his evident personal enjoyment in the journey's experiences and encounters. Yeah, that's what happens with me, though I'm mournful and I swear of the empty nature of existence. But I encounter from time to time personal enjoyment in my journeys and experiences and encounters. Yeah, so Soji brings a new lightness to travel writing that looks forward to Basho rather than back to his poetic traveler antecedents. Yeah, he's forward-looking, so that's why I'm reading him, because I'm forwardly looking back in this reading. Okay. That's the introduction, and this is the actual journal from Journal of the Tsukushi Road. Are you looking back or forwards? Oh, let's see. It's whatever. It's elegant and refined. As the night deepened, I continued to read the Journal of the Tsukushi Road. As the night deepened, the rain grew fiercer and my sleep more broken. But with the daylight, the skies cleared and nothing stood in the way of our departure. Yeah, I had a lot of dreams and my sleep was broken last night. Yeah. We went on past Tatara Lagoon and other such places, then paused to worship at Kashi Shrine. Yeah, I stopped this podcast to meditation for a while, and to usually meditate in the morning and the evening. Yes, I did evening meditation. Well, that was good. This was quite different from any other, with an air of melancholy about it. Yeah, and I have an air of melancholy about myself. Why is read this melancholic stuff?
All my time, YouTube, taking ball here, there, going somewhere.
If you want in club,
You take a time because now.
Are you have melancholy? Well, you can cancel something too. If you get two of some things, you cancel it out and have positive joy. Oh, I see. So if you're in melancholy and you read about melancholy, that results in positive joy. This is quite different from any other, with an air of melancholy about it, dense encircling trees and high grasses, the bridge spanning stream, mountain stream, old and decayed, and only desolate moss left. It seemed to mark the paths. Does this desolate moss mark the paths? Yeah, if I had some desolate moss, it would mark the path. The shrine itself was barely half rebuilt, a temporary or a crude construction. Yeah, some of these things, don't know if we encountered some crude constructions. The shrine priest had an unenticing look, and since conversation with them would have proved depressing. Yeah, if I have like a conversation with the priest, I find it proves depressing. Because they propose that if you go to them, you can reach salvation. Well, like if you read a book or something, we know that that's not salvation. Yeah, I thought you were merging into God, not reading about Him. Yeah. Huh? Hi. How are you? It's quiet in the home, and she cleaned the dishes, and she swept a little, and it rained, and are you home alone with your wife? Yeah. And it's quiet in the home, and it's desolate moss is left. I washed the windows actually, so. Well, you took the desolate moss off, yeah. Huh. You limpio la cocina in the cocina? Yeah. Very good, amor. Very good. And, okay. Contento? Feliz? Relax. It's good you relax. You've been working a lot. Bye. Ciao. You. Iglesia. But not till 8. A las 8.
No, pero...
Before 8. She's going to one of those shrines of the priest and Davy's sleepy.
No, pues sí, es sleepy.
Davy relax in casa. Davy relax in casa. I like it, me gusta, me. Casa. I'm sleepy with my libros and it seemed to mark the path. The shrine itself was barely ever rebuilt as ever. Crude construction. Yeah. My thoughts turned instead to the past. Yeah, I didn't know if my thoughts, I guess they did turn sometimes to the past when I was in Cape Cod. But it's amazing I was very able to live in the present. Well, that's because you meditated so much. Yeah, you can sort of process the past. The only flourishing things there were the cedars. The only thing flourishing really in Cape Cod were the cedars. Those sacred trees that stand there for the gods, a fine grove of them. Out beyond the shrine fence, yeah, in a way we went to Fort Hill, which is like a wildlife. That's a new event for me. It's Shrine Hill, Fort Hill. It's in Easton, which is a wildlife area and a good place for a hike and photographs. Oh, you went there among the sacred trees? And her hat blew off her head and into the water. And it got mucky. She got a nice, beautiful sombrero, but it flew off into the muck. Oh no. Wishing to make some offering in their honor, I broke off a twig. Yeah, and I picked up a few stones and things. And he says, Yoko sono mio futata bito omo wa nido kashi no shitini natukatamayo. Aging toward my end, I hold no hope to come this way again. Yet I pledge returning vows to the cedars of Kashi. Yeah. It's funny, I guess, it's funny, I didn't hold hopes of coming that way again, but I did go that way again to Cape Cod, and I think I hold hopes of going that way again. You have hope again? Yeah. Well, yeah, I would hope that I return to Cape Cod, actually. I'm hoping to return to the bed and breakfast, which was so good. Which one was that? Oh, the mulberry tree.
Greg, I'm on break.
The deities of the shrine are Shomo and Hachiman. The same deity here called Shomo, or Sacred Mother, is known as Hakozaki, as Empress Consort Jingu. The sacred wood from which her image is carved is pine, and the Hakozaki one here it is cedar. Thus do the gods and Buddhas make themselves known in various forms according to people's different beliefs. Everybody has, I guess, different beliefs, and the gods and the Buddhas make themselves known in various forms according to people's differing beliefs. Oh, is that what's happening? Yeah, I saw they even had a store dedicated to Buddhas, and they had a whole bunch of Buddhas. I should have stopped there. I could have found the perfect Buddha. Yeah, you found, one fight I found the head of Beethoven with a pot, his head would turn into a pot to grow plants. It was kind of ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. I thought I should buy it, and I took a picture. Beethoven as a planter? That's ridiculous. You stoop so low to commercialism on this podcast, yeah. We went out to the coast and found ourselves looking on to Kashi Lagoon. Yeah, we went out to the coast and found ourselves looking onto the Fort Hill Wildlife Refuge on our way to P-Town and stuff. It was not the season, it seemed, for there was no sign of those children of the fisher folk who plucked the shoreline herbs. It was a somewhat desolate place. Yeah, it was somewhat desolate. There was only like a few people sitting in their cars, sort of looking, and we met a photographer with those two big cameras that got
What do you want to do?
Oh, he got some good shots of birds, I guess.
Stop.
Yeah, he had some telescopic lens, and
What?
he had some close-up of birds.
Are we
Yeah, he
done?
had some high-powered Nikon cameras, my God. What was it, 850 or 500?
You want to play tennis?
Yeah, that was impressive, I know. It was a desolate place, though. From here we made our way on among moors and mountains to emerge once again at the sea's edge. Here we gazed out upon the sleeping scene before us. deserving the name 1,000 Mile Beach.
1,000 miles.
I don't know. I don't know if it deserves the name 1,000 Mile Beach, but you could say the National Seashore. Yeah. That's impressive. What? The wind was fierce and the waves high. Yeah, the wind was kind of fierce at one point, and the water was cold. It was like late May in Cape Cod, and the wind was a little bit fierce, so it was challenging both playing paddleball and volleyball. We tried some volleyball, so it was a little challenging with the wind too. Okay. Somehow forlorn, I watched the teeny fish leaping from the water in apparent delight, and thought without envy that, in fact, they must be fleeing in fear of a shoal of larger fish beneath the surface. Shells washed about in the waves at the water's edge, and seeing them, it struck me that, though they were carried in and left the sea behind, they felt no sorrow. Though drawn back to the sea, they felt no joy. I didn't know if I felt sorrow when I was in the water, and no joy, or sorrow or joy, or what did I feel? I felt the water was cold. Well, okay. Nothing is sadder than us creatures that have been given life. There's nothing sadder than us creatures that have been given life. Why is it so sad? Well, life is tragic unless you reach enlightenment or pursue enlightenment or advance spiritual path. It's pretty sad. Okay. Suffering and joy in this world, both are finally sorrow. Understanding this all too well, I can only say these shells are the most enviable of all. I asked the name of this bay and learned that it was Mino Bay. The name has long been poetically linked to the image of empty shells. He says, Kyo so shiru. Kono ura nami no. Utsu shige. Mino ushi toto ya. Kaku no na uran. Emptiness. Today I understand its nature, seeing these empty shells, thus washed in the bay's waves. The sad world cast off. I guess if you get washed in the bay's waves, you might cast off the sad world. Okay? Oh, so you can improve your mood at the seashore. Oh, is that why you go to the beach? Some people actually feel some sort of therapeutic treatment from the waves of the beach. Okay. Well, why don't you go to the beach? All right. We will then. And so with idle thoughts, the time slid by, and we found ourselves arrived at Munikata. We met with the shrine's high priest and spent that night at a Zen temple. Yeah, I thought you were going to the Hanrama Zen temple in Flushing. And you take your wife to work, and you kept saying you're going to the Zen temple, but you haven't gone. Oh, okay. Then you should go. I spent the night at the Zen temple, going the next morning to worship at the shrine. It nestles on a shelf tucked into the mountainside, deep in a thick stand of trees. The gallery around the building was very dilapidated and poorly protected from the rain, but the shrine itself was intact. To the right flowed a stream. The tide rose in the distance, while beside it was a steeply arched bridge that looked to be of some importance and interest. The deity is called Togorishin. She embodies two other gods as well, Takitsu Himi and Ishikawa Mimi, all sisters, the daughters of the god Susanoo no Mikoto, god of poetry. Huh. Yeah, that's Susanoo no Mikoto. Oh, really? That's the god of poetry? Yeah. Wow. Maybe you should pray to the god of poetry, I guess. This prompted me to compose this poem as a prayer for poetry. Ito no yono su mari mamori Chihara kami no mi oramo Kizano ha no ichi. Almighty gods, protect until the end of this human world of ours. Your august father's words, the sacred way of poetry. Yeah. Sacred way of poetry. The God protect poetry. Dios for poetry. Poesmo? Poetry? Poetry. Yeah. It's the god of poetry. Susanoo no Mikoto, founding poem, in fact, surely expresses the feelings of this age of humans.
What you doing?
Founding poem, in fact. Yeah, what is that poem? What are you talking about? What is the founding poem? Yeah, why don't you tell us what it is? Why don't you tell us something in this podcast, okay? I'm trying to. It's not like I'm not trying. Why are you so critical? Why do you have to be so critical of this podcast? Okay. This deity is crediting with composing the first tanka, making him the founder of Japanese poetry, associated with the beginning of the age of humans in the famous preface to the Kokenshu. Huh. All right, so this is a famous podcast, I guess, because I invoked the god. Okay. That should make it famous, yeah. Or at least it's authentic. Yeah. He is indeed the ultimate founder of our nation and the spirit of the great goddess. Amaterasu no Mikoto is his own. Surely he must be worshipped as the very essence of the way of the gods. Yeah, I don't see how you can manage go to the find the way to God without poetry. Okay. Yeah, you need like Sufi poetry. Yeah, I would think so. Oh, okay. You do need it, yeah. The head priest's lodgings were suitably fine. The welcome he gave us was most refined, and he was meticulous in his attention to detail. Yeah, these priests can be very mechanical and meticulous in their attention to detail. Yeah, you think they get caught up in the details? I guess. Is that why you're not a priest, or why do you keep reading about them? Yeah. Approaching Katsura Lagoon, we saw before us Cape Kane and the island of Oshima. I thought of the old poem, I Will Not Forget You, and recalled the beauty of the island of Shiga. I also thought of how sad Shoni's daughters must have felt with the words, "Oh, whither," and the poem, "For whom do they long?" Today as then, the wind and the waves were loud. Yeah, sometimes when I podcast, the wind blows and the wind and the waves are loud in the podcast. Okay. Today as then, the wind and the waves are loud. Heavy drops soaked the sleeves. Plovers in ones and twos or little groups flew crying. Yeah, what was in their hearts, I wondered, and moved. He says, Hama chidori koi uchi wabiti oshima no nami no ma namku tarikoran. What is that, Amor? KS? Is that comedy? Comedy? What is that? On and on among the endless waves of Oshima, the plovers fly lamenting. For whom do they long? Yeah. What do these plovers want, anyways? Seems like just birds just fly around. Yeah. This is the way of wandering beneath the traveler's sky. The world is by nature a mournful place, but we comfort our hearts with thoughts of things best. Yeah, the world is basically a mournful place, but we comfort ourselves by reading books and a podcast. But we comfort our hearts with thoughts of things of the past and books. Oh, okay. How do you comfort your heart? Well, that's what I've been saying in most of my podcasts. You can comfort your heart in the absolute way by meditation. Oh, did you do it? Oh, that's good. You sound like you must have meditated. Yeah. Well, to me, it's like your electric car, like you're a Tesla, and meditation is like recharging. So I would be nothing without meditation. Oh yeah, this podcast would be worthless junk. Okay, all right. What is it more? Oh, glasses? Gophus? Those Gophus? Yet hearing my traveling companions bewailing the wind and waves so fervently, I miserably blamed myself as the cause of their sorrows. Yeah. Far ahead of us, into the distance, stretched an extraordinary stand of beachside pines, quite the equal of and indeed surpassing the famous pines of Okosaki. I thought, but since this place was not a famous one, it did not move me greatly. Well, I don't know, I guess even back then they were looking for something famous. It's unusual. It is the same with the way of our poetry. A poem is no doubt worthless, unless composed by someone from one of the lineages or some high-ranking famous person. Yeah. I think a podcast that's not from a famous person is kind of worthless, yeah. Yeah, like when you podcast your poetry and you're not famous or high-ranking, that was kind of worthless, yeah. But when you read Henry David Thoreau, that was valuable, I guess. Or Emily Dickinson. Did you read Emily Dickinson? Yeah, I don't know if you read all her poems or not. Don't think you did. Oh, you read the book, yeah. But I don't think you read them online. No. Are you going to read all the classics online? Or, what's the point? They can read themselves at some point, yeah. But Google handle it. I don't think you can handle it. You're not a famous person, no. Yet for all that here and there in this work, I have gobbled together around 20 shards of poems. Cobbled together around 20 shards of poems. Yeah, even despite all this here and there in this work, I have cobbled together around 2,000 poems. Some in a spirit of reverence, some as prayers to the gods of poetry, others expressing my own feelings or sorrowing over traces of a vanished past, and still others prompted by the unforgettable sight of this place or that. Yeah, well, I sometimes take prompts from the real world, and sometimes I express feelings. And after all, in the writings of the poet Shun Sui, we find the words, quote, "All who come to this country recite its poems. All who are born in a place such as this create its poems." And again elsewhere we read, quote, "Which among the living creatures does not make poetry? Surely then I need not be ashamed of my humble origins as a poet." Yeah, so basically I'm not ashamed of my humble origins. So I'm not ashamed that I was born just as a poor farm boy in Ohio. And I'm not ashamed of my humble origins. Yeah. Why should you be? I don't think anybody should be ashamed of their humble origins. Yeah, and when you become a totally enlightened saint, you won't be judging people, and they'll all be at the highest level in the eyes of God. Yeah. Are you saying everyone is at a high level? Yeah. Yeah, no one has to be ashamed of their humble origins. Yeah, that's like Master Darshan said. He would not, he would see everyone and everything and every living thing as the embodiment of God himself. Okay. So that's not humble origin, no. In no time we found ourselves in Ashia. High dunes towered like mountains, crowded everywhere with pines. Yeah, we didn't really have high mountains in Cape Cod, but we did have pine trees, with among them numerous temples. There were countless houses and fisher folks' huts. A range of mountains rose beyond the river, the whole scene a feast for the eyes. Now a brief autumn shower drifted down, and a bright moon was rising in the evening sky, as if the scene were made expressly for us. Yeah, like everything is made just expressly for me, in a way. Well, it was deeply moving in a different way from the famous Ashia scene of the Nada salt fires, and indeed more so. He says, Shio Yaka no Asha no Akiso Awari Naru Sukiya Kibiri Uda Samken. While moving this moon in Ashia's autumn sky, undimmed by salt fires, perhaps she came to hate that drifting smoke. Though officially winter. Yeah, this is not officially winter. This is though not officially summer. Yeah, this is not officially winter, though officially winter, in the Tale of Genji. Yeah, there's a famous book, Tale of Genji. I can't pronounce any of these words. Genji. Genji. 2, we find a poem calling the 10th month autumn. Yeah, what is that poem? Why do I have to look it up? There's a poem? Yeah, why don't you look it up instead of being lazy? Okay. Well, why do I have to look at the footnotes? I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. Well, then look at the footnotes. I thought you wanted to look at the footnotes. Well, why don't you read that book? Yeah, why don't I read all the books in the world? Yeah, why don't you? You could go to... They have libraries in the astral plane. Well, yeah. Calling the 10th month autumn in the lunar calendar of the time the 10th month falls roughly in December. Well, is that knowledgeable? We didn't learn much from that footnote. What are you doing? You're getting chocolate? Yeah. Yeah, if I go to the astral plane and go to the library, yeah, why do you waste your time with the difficulties of the pinda, of the physical world when you... Yeah, I thought if you merge with God, you might know all this stuff. Would you want to know everything? What is it you want? Okay. Here we were welcomed by Count Aso with the lavish hospitality as before, asked to provide the hoku for a renga sequence. I composed. Yeah, nobody's been asking me for haikus, and you should go to a haiku party or a renga sequence. Yeah. Well, maybe you should start becoming a host of poetry parties. Yeah, but that's so gay. All right, I composed. Okazi no mata no kono hano funari kana. Our boat sets forth frail leaf that will not wait, of following wind. Someone else also requested one, and they said, Itsu kikamu ashiya no suki no yushiguri. When will I hear again beneath the moon of Ashiya these chill evening showers? Yeah. When will I hear again the chill evening showers of Colombia? But they're not chilly in Colombia. No. Where do you find a chill evening shower? Yeah. I don't know. When will I hear again beneath the moon these chill evening showers? Yeah, if you're always going to sort of like become a snowbird and you run away from winter, yeah, you won't hear again these chill evening showers. Yeah. You won't be chilled? Yeah, well, I'm sure that I hear again. The next day we sent home the samurai escort, whom Hiroaki had provided for us, and prepared to set off by boat, following along a canal that wound on and on among the hills. But the low tide delayed us until finally the sun sank, and we had only the moonlight to guide us, and we barely glimpsed the beach of Kiku no Nagahama as we passed. Yeah, are you going to go to a beach? Well, we glimpsed upon the beach in Nauset Beach in Cape Cod, and we glimpsed upon it. Well, I thought you went to Why didn't you get a glimpse of the national seashore? You didn't even glimpse it. No, we did glimpse it, yeah. The lights of fishing boats coming and going among the islands, the fisher folks, fires that burned along the shore under the mountains. All were unspeakably moving, yeah. And all of my podcasts are unspeakably moving, yeah. That's why I listen to them, because they've been under the mountains in Colombia. They're all unspeakably moving, yeah. So I would should listen to all of my podcasts, yeah. This is chocolate, yeah. Yeah, the coffee's gone cold already.
Caliente.
I watched our wedding pellicula, our movie, which is unspeakably moving. Yeah, it was beautiful, actually. Oh. Yeah, well, everything in life should be unspeakably moving. Yeah, well, why isn't it? Or is it? This chocolate is hot. You have a cookies? That's okay. What? Yeah, it says you're a strong song. Says, Integral? What's so special about Integral? Just because it's whole wheat, it's better. Whole wheat is más mejor? Integral is better? Yeah, people tend to believe that whole wheat bread is better. So, am I supposed to believe that? You believe anything you listen to. Yeah, you are a fool to believe anything you hear. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, we can do something. Well, you said we'd do laundry. And it's raining, so we don't have to do much yet in the rain. So we can hang out for a while. Yeah, why don't you do something unspeakably moving? Yeah. Well, this podcast is unspeakably moving. Or sogi is unspeakably moving. And why don't you find some more books that are unspeakably moving? I do look for them, yeah. Mm-hmm. I was thinking of getting all those books listed that's been sitting in my cart, cart in Amazon from all these years. And oh yeah, that would be unspeakably moving, yeah. Yeah, and you said your Buddha Shah book is unspeakably moving. Yeah, I'm going to read the introduction. What? Adresa. You're getting adresa? ¿Por qué, Rosa? Who? Or par? It says caliente. But chocolate is going to be hot, by definition. We landed late that night and at last reached Amidaji Temple. The clear, pure moon was just setting. Winds soft in the pines on the mountain behind, and the whole scene so touched the heart that we stayed a day there before setting off again by boat on the morning of the 7th day. Yeah, I stayed there because the whole scene so touched my heart. Where did you stay? Oh, yeah, it touched our hearts. What? Oh, the baby?
Address.
Oh, address. Skillman. Yeah, it's Sunnyside. Yeah. Okay, you just show me that más tarde.
Okay.
So that's nice there. They live in Sunnyside? Sunnyside is nice in a way. It's muy bueno. Sunnyside? Yeah, it's the sunny side of town in Sunnyside, yeah. The whole scene so touched the heart that we stay today. Yeah, the scene in the wedding touched the heart that I watched it again.
Hello.
As we went along the streets of Hayato, the boatman told us that this was where the Haiki would have drowned in battle. Yeah, I eventually went to see all the damage in Ukraine. And they had to seize all the oil fields in Russia and pipe the gas to Europe, and then pay the Ukrainians with it. Oh, really? As war reparations to rebuild Ukraine. So Russia lost all of its gas. Oh, really? Why did you do that? They're not going to like that. Well, most of them were sent to Siberia. Sort of like some people, they're just set to lose. And I guess usually when you attack someplace, you're bound to lose. Okay. They drowned in battle. How the very oars wept, salt drops to hear it. The boat put in at Toyota. The boat put in at Toyota, where we paused for a while with the priest of Ninomiya Shrine, going on from there to stay with the priest Neo at Yushanja Temple. There's so many temples there. I don't know. They're just so full of temples. Yeah, I guess you're destined to go to Japan the way it looks. Maybe that'll help. We had much talk that night of the journey and of the situation in the capital in Ukraine and in Kiev. We had much to talk about that night of the journey and the situation in the capital. And the following morning, there was a renga gathering. Okay. Yeah, you could have, instead of, say, like television or YouTube, you could have a renga gathering. Okay. Yeah. So we could have a live gathering in the park or something. Okiti toyada sukara shikara kana. The wintry shower saw me to your door and then swept on. Yeah, I was swept to the door. Once the session was over, the priest, another named Yosho, whom I had known well in the capital, and others stayed on carousing in various ways under the dawn. Today we all went to the mountain retreat of the lay monk Suchi no Mimatsaki, a place called Omini. He was a man of great refinement. Yeah. It's so hard now to find a man of great refinement. Yeah. You don't find any? No, I haven't found any, so... When are you going to find one? Well, I don't know. There was a man of great refinement, and his home was as elegant as the place itself was beautiful. The garden was replete with plum and cherry trees, and he had gathered many hues of flower and plant, surely more exquisite than anything found in the capital. The hedge of white chrysanthemums seemed to more frost and flower, was just done in fine full bloom and rich in the gaze, while the leaves tumbling from the trees filled the garden with vibrant color. The following morning there was a renga gathering. Our host had hung a beautiful scroll, arranged exquisite flowers, lit incense, and wafted through unextractably and prepared paper imprinted with elegant designs. All was so tasteful that he must have been rather disappointed by my clumsy hoku that introduced the proceedings. Yeah, everything I encounter, like in the house and in the wedding, was very tasteful. And the only thing clumsy is my podcast and my poetry. Yeah, so you were the only one who's clumsy. Yeah, I'm kind of clumsy. He says, Ko ga rashi o kiku ni wa sururu Muriyamaji kana. Stormy winds forgotten at the sight of the chrysanthemum on the mountain path. After we had gone a round of composing, one Chiku Rinte arrived just as he had promised earlier to do. He was a dedicated follower of the way of poetry, and his presence added greatly to the pleasures of the occasion. Yeah, I guess if you find someone who's dedicated to the way, who has dedicated himself to the path. Oh, okay. Or the path of poetry, or the way, or the sat mat, or the path of the masters, or if you found anybody. Yeah. Really? He was a dedicated follower of the way of poetry, and his presence added greatly to the pleasures of the occasion. Yeah, who was that? The following day we played Go and told stories, and the night we judged incense together, and we exchanged sake in elegant sake cups and almost impressively refined. Next morning, still rather dazed, we set off once again, and our host again revealed his fine sensibility by preparing a litter for the journey through the mountains, since the road was so bad. It would be 36 days from the day of our departure until today. Traveling these remote lands, there have certainly been hard roads over mountain and river. And now I have to drink the chocolate. Yeah, it's just right now. Oh. What is it, Amar? What do you see there? Oh, that's back in Puerto Rico.
Sí, muchas fotos repetidas fotos.
Repetido photos? Oh, muchas repeats. Well, what do? Erase them? I don't know. Why don't you copy those from your phone, Amar? You have in cloud. I don't know how she backs up. I'm going to have to make arrangements. But owing no doubt to the benevolence of the country's rulers, we were unhindered by difficult river crossings like the swift rivers of Wu Canyon, nor did we meet with frightening paths like that of taxing. This whole journey has been satisfying in every way. Today, the 12th month of the 10th month, I returned to my lodgings in Yamaguchi and completed the writing of this chronicle. And I was able to complete this podcast, basically. Oh, good. So you returned home and completed the podcast, yeah. So that makes me happy.
Let's play a little volleyball.
Yeah, okay.
You have to play with those Spanish style. Okay. Don't worry about it. Don't talk. Don't. Just be quiet. Don't talk to them.
Twinkle. He who has found supreme love, he sings and dances out of tune. So it makes sense that this podcast is out of tune, and the reading is not tuned up properly, and the diction is incorrect. Yeah, he who has found supreme love, he sings and dances out of tune. He has worn the garb of love, and he is blessed from the top above. The moment he drinks from the cup of love, he asks no questions, receives no rebuff. Yeah, I haven't received any rebuffs, and no, I don't have any questions either. He who has the lover in his heart, he sets for him his life apart. Yeah, and my life is pretty much set apart, and I'm pretty much alone in this podcast. He cares not for music nor for measure. No, but I have some music playing, and I still care for music, so I guess I haven't found supreme love. He cares not for music nor for measure. He plays with them just for pleasure. Yeah, I only play really piano just for pleasure. I don't, that's only for pleasure. The boy has arrived at his master's town. All the false notes are drowned. Yeah, all the false things have been drowned. So, luckily, this podcast could never be anything but true, because all the false notes are drowned. Bull has arrived at his master's town. All the false notes are drowned. Yeah, and I don't actually make any mistakes in the piano music anymore, so every time I play, it's absolutely perfect. He talks of truth to those who are truthful, and the only people who listen to this podcast are the truthful. That's why there's so few listeners. He talks of truth to those who are truthful. He who has attained the bliss of the beautiful. He who has found supreme love, he sings and dances out of tune.
here. You didn't see. I can manage myself. Yeah, try like this. Why you give the ball to him? Very big. Thank you. Hola. Hola. Ow! What you doing? Throw that ball, banana ball. This one. Bingo! Touch. I can use touch. No problem, touch. Mike over here. The sun, you over here. No, Mike here. He plays us. Come on, over here. 2x2. Pongo! Where is guy? Come on, Mike. No, you can partner. No need partner. No. I don't have partner. Fire! David, pass. Our ball. Okay, start, huh? Game start. Okay, start. Come. Ready? David. Okay, this one. I can bring it. One already. Come on, we got it. I really don't know. He's one already. Take the now the rest on. You're the best way. Survive so. One already. Easy, look. Yeah, soccer ball, difficult. It's good. Pongo! No problem, you have to win, okay? Or give me $20. Don't teach me, just focus. 4-0. Don't talk too much, Takada, only focus. Win. Yeah, okay. Only win. Just leave it. David, I think easier. If you feel, look higher. 35. Are you sleeping? David, what do you think? Mikey. David. David, you gotta use other ball. हातले दिने गर के हातले त हालेको नि यसरी स्ट्रेट हुन्न फाल्ने सर माइक बल David, only why David? Pass, David, pass me, I'll pass. David, why David? Always David? Yeah! David. Go! Nice one. Good one. David! David! Wait! David! Why always David? Oh, I tried pass. Always David. If no David, what to do? David! David! No credit? Oh, mama! No credit, only David. Sir, no credit, only David. No, I pass you, you pass me. No credit, only David. Practice. Okay, always David, no credit. Pass, connect. David. Pass. What are you doing? Why David? Bring ball. Sir, what's the point? I am leading. I am leading from the side. 7-5. My service. Kick the ball like this, not like this. No, my ball. My service, right? Why you did? David, why David? See, only David can do it. Pass me, David. Pass me. No credit, only David. Why? David! Very good. Why not? Why only David? No credit. No credit. My ball. Give it my ball. My chance. Oh, come on here. Where is your mind? Start. David. Take one in. Pass me. easy. One in, damn it. What do you think? My ball, sir. Why you keep on grammar? Okay, I practice. Give me no practice. I have practice. Give me like this game. I have practice. You want to practice? Why don't you learn? Like this. You like this? I keep on teaching. Right there. Who is there? Okay. I said, you stay. They pass. I grab the pass. I jump. If you go here for you, you should go. David! Tiger! David! My goal! Rio Pelota! Rio Pelota! Rio! Rolo Rio! Go! David! Mike! Why David? What happened? Hello, fire me! David! Why you what is that? He doesn't anything but teaching, you know? He's not learning, you know? But Mother is not learning, only teaching. David! What, David? Oh, mamma mia! David! Get a mic. Puga! David! Renga! Yeah, ba, 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 ba. David! Now! David! Renga! Ba, 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 ba. David! David! Back up, it doesn't matter. 1, 2. Oh yeah! David! David! Puga! David! Sir, you must win again. Don't make drama. I have power. If I have power, you kill. Because I don't have power. You will die. Puga! See, brain. You see brain? Yes, use brain. No taka. Puga! Yeah. See, what happened? No sense? Only now, you must taka, not using brain. Only have One game, please. If not, 10 rupees, 20 rupees, no problem, $10.
$100. Mínimo.
$100, right? Okay. No problem. Come. We use our ball.
These people eat too much, strong. Now we are not eating. That's why. So do we have some stuff to eat?
What?
Do you have something to eat? Maybe
We have any energy? I have no. Mike might get tired.
he's tired because you know why?
Well, you have to be. Mike is old. You can't be so hard on him.
This is only
He's
one
very
technique
good shape.
game. This is a technique game, no? He's
What
not
do you
using
expect?
his mind. So what to do?
What do you expect? Oh, what are they doing? They're talking.
Only taka.
They only do talk volleyball.
Only talking.
Only
Blah blah
talk.
blah. They cannot do anything.
They all do talk volleyball. That's all they do. It's only hablar, talk volleyball. They only talk.
Today, if they will play, I will not let them play. They will not.
Remember, we're having fun here. Don't get so serious.
No, sir. Yeah, I am
Don't
not
like-
serious.
It's not a war.
Sir, last yesterday,
Don't-
what happened? You know. You know.
Don't get hostile. They'll kill you. They'll kill
Sir,
you.
no problem. I know how to deal with that.
There's more of them than us.
Sir, yesterday what happened, you know? Not crazy. Yesterday what happened, you know? I found one Spanish that mobile. I switch on, then I call her to give her back.
It's their cancha, their court. We don't
You
have.
smart.
Don't.
Don't do it. Don't no connection.
If they say it's
Different
out,
civilization.
Don't argue.
This different civilization.
We're trying to be friends. So we're
You-
not fighting.
Yeah. You Kosmonov. Don't touch.
I remember.
Yes, he enjoy. Okay.
They won't even play with us. Somehow they don't take us serious.
Yeah, they are not serious in life. Yeah, if you want it, go.
We can practice.
Yeah,
Relax. Sit down, Mike. Relax. Relax. Sit down. Sit down. Relax. Relax. Maybe time to give up. It's already 12.
Yeah,
My wife is
go.
going.
Yeah, go.
Mike is gonna go home.
Yeah, that's good.
They tried to.
Yeah, just for 5 minutes, then we go. Take it easy. 5 minutes. Because they're not gonna play. I will try connection. Maybe, yeah.
If they find out he's Russian, they'll try to kill him.
Try, why not? You play very good, but look, this easy ball. This crazy. My friend, I can play with the basketball. Please don't teach me.
Okay.
I don't know why giving advice.
Yeah, okay.
Even I can play with that basketball, no problem for me.
Yeah,
Mine
maybe
is
you
like
can.
iron.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. You had watching me since long time.
No.
Instead of good impressing me, no?
Yeah,
praising
you're
me.
good, you're good.
Same like you people are Spanish.
Can't they get us to play?
Yeah.
Why can't we play for no money? Why are they so
Yeah,
serious?
friendship match also okay, no problem.
Why this so serioso?
Yeah, sir. For me, I'm always serious in the game. Once I go into the ring, I'm 200% serious because this is not for fun.
Well, you could beat them alone probably.
Yeah, I can beat.
You have to beat them. I can only cover a little.
Yeah, only that's it. Only there. Present, sir, present of mine. Only present there. They will not gonna win. How come?
This is like the mob. You have to be careful. They're like it's like a mob. This is the
I
Ecuadorian
tell a
mob.
friendship match for only $10. Yeah, $100. Yeah, 100, 500 come. Nobody will win, sir. Me. Even Rafael Nadal, I try to,
It's
compete.
possible.
Impossible, yeah, but
It's
one
possible.
day.
They play pretty lame way.
I know, sir.
They're good in their Spanish way, but they're not good in the.
Yeah, because their behavior not good.
They're good Spanish wise, but regular. They're just
Saturday.
stupid.
Tomorrow. Sir, arrogance,
Saturday? No.
Sir, thank you.
No, tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
Sir, why? Tomorrow, where you go?
I go to Brooklyn.
You come
Yeah,
Saturday.
you come with me.
Yeah,
I'll
no,
teach you.
Saturday.
This one also, I'll teach you. Yeah, no problem. Come.
You come Saturday.
Yeah, come. Yeah.
He's a boxer. He
No
can beat
problem.
you.
Sir, I am a martial art.
Mike knows how to box. He can kill
Sir,
you.
when I was kids, I play everything.
No, he can box.
Sir, what do you think? You don't get
Look, he can get you.
What do you think?
Yeah, he faster.
I'm faster.
I
I
go
can
to
kill anyone. I can kill all people.
Tyson.
like this?
Tyson now 60. I don't know.
You know?
He start.
Sir, Bruce Lee.
Yeah,
60.
but his body for like show.
Bruce Lee. Sir, you know Bruce Lee?
Fight for show? At 60?
Yeah.
At 60?
Yeah, that's 60.
That's crazy. Look at the money.
No, she's.
Mucho dinero. No dinero. No dinero.
Karate? I show for knife. If you want it, security for knife. Knife.
Yeah, no.
Some space.
Huh? Some other place. Here, not in public.
No warm up. They don't even see us. They don't even see.
Hello, everyone. You gonna play or not?
They
Only
only,
taka what? Only eating?
they only see us. They don't even see us.
We are not serious in life.
We're not even here. We're not even here. It's so weird. It's racist. They're racist. They're against whites. They're racist. They're against white people.
Good for nothing. Shame on them, really, sir.
No warm up or nothing. All right, you come Saturday? Yeah, I try to come. I try.
Saturday.
I may come Sunday too.
Sunday, yes. So take
No,
a rest.
Sunday.
So you know
No.
one thing, rather than this, you are old enough, so take a relax. You know, just like what you call that one, read good books.
Do you know Raj Kapoor?
Yeah, Raj Kapoor. Yeah. Hey, kya bolte? Yeah. Look, I am an
You know
actor.
Raj Kapoor?
Huh? Remember him?
Raj-
You know
Raj-
him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Raj
am.
Kapoor.
This famous.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
What's Raj Kapoor?
Raj Kapoor.
Raj Kapoor, yeah?
Photocopy, Xerox copy.
Raj
Everybody
Kapoor.
watch Raj Kapoor.
Kapoor. Yeah, family.
Yeah, that's good. And, what I forgot.
Shakti Kapoor, Rishi Kapoor,
No,
Amitabh Bachchan,
I forgot.
Shatrughan Sinha, old guy,
Old
lady,
man.
lady.
No, the man. I forgot.
Rajesh Khanna,
No, this
Raj Kapoor, Sami Kapoor,
Raj Kapoor. No, one more movie. It's very famous.
Kapoor,
No,
Arjun
no,
Kapoor,
no.
Amitabh Bachchan, Dharmendra. I tell you, Dharmendra, Rishi Kapoor,
Raj Kapoor.
Raj Kapoor, Shatrughan Sinha. No problem.
Maybe another day.
See,
I don't think we get to play.
We're gonna play, sir. Just take a 5 minutes. 5 minutes only take a rest, then we'll go together. Only 5 minutes.
For what? I'm gonna leave. Oh. So Saturday, I think Sunday, no problem.
Okay, no, maybe Saturday. If you know
So 5 minutes, please wait for 5 minutes.
They have their own club. They don't want.
No. Just we ask one.
They don't want to play with us.
We ask. I go and ask.
They don't want to play with us.
No taka, huh? Here. We need an international referee. No taka, no.
No play.
Yeah, we can play.
We can play. For what? How we play?
Yeah, we
Money?
too. I'll call one guy, no? Who is good in
What?
the national player. Don't worry. You will kill. You know, if you jump, my friend is the international national player.
No, I'm out of time, and I think my wife wants my lunch.
We'll go just make them.
You better go.
Yeah, I'll go also. I make
It's
them.
too late. Next, maybe we get 3 people next time.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Wait.
Tomorrow.
No, wait. We'll come back with
Yeah.
3 guys, and we'll practice. We need a good player.
Sir, we are too good than them. You have a look. What do you
Yeah.
think? We are 1,000 times better than them. You can watch them, even they don't know. See, you can
You
win
know,
them.
they play odd. They catch the ball. They're so
No
weird.
problem, sir.
They don't
If I spike,
They're
if
very
I,
weird, and they won't be compatible.
sir, if I serve, I'll serve 20 service. No
When
one
we
can
get
take.
3, we come back. Maybe.
Yeah, I have the guy. I can call that
Yeah,
number.
but you need to organize, and I
Yeah.
think my wife won't let me stay.
Yeah, we have to leave also.
Are you coming on Saturday?
Tomorrow, no?
Tomorrow, Mike is not coming.
So you not
I
coming?
won't come.
Why?
You want me to come?
Yeah, we play volleyball. So we have a training for volleyball only.
Well, I can come tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah.
For you and not Mike.
Yeah. Yeah, Mike is good for nothing. Just remember that guy has brain.
We're just practicing it.
Yeah, because US before Russia, USSR, Unions of Soviet
Well,
Socialist Republic.
who's your third guy? I can get a third guy.
That guy is too much good.
I can get a girl who's the high school.
Yeah, girl, okay.
I have one. She's a professional and
Yeah.
plays the college.
Yeah, that I love that people. I appreciate that people.
But this is a different volleyball. They don't play
No
normal.
problem, sir.
All right.
I'll also
Does
go.
your phone work?
No,
No.
my phone is no more.
I'll see you maybe tomorrow, Saturday, but no Sunday. Alrighty?
Give me 1 minute, I'll go. I'll go with you. Because I don't want to stay here. I go home.
I spoke Spanish with them. I speak hablar español. I spoke Spanish with them. They don't even talk to me in Spanish. They don't speak no Spanish, no español, no español.
I don't know why they're wasting their time. Instead of playing this, why didn't they send the money back home? Nah? They can eat. All people, if we play, we must have to win. If they
Well,
lose,
I'm gonna go to the casa. My Indian friend has a company. He has makes bags.
what is this?
He's a big company.
Sir,
I don't know if you should get a job with him.
Please, sir, ask him differences. Whatever job, no problem.
You have to be reliable. You come to work and you do the
I'm
work.
punctual, sir. I'm
Punctual.
hardworking. Yeah, smiling, greetings, attend customers.
He comes to the park early in the morning and runs around here.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Who is that guy?
Mukesh, he comes.
Old guy?
He comes like 7 in the morning and runs around the park.
Ah,
And he has a company.
oh, I see.
He works every day. I don't know if he'll hire you.
Sir,
He's from
if
India.
If you will say, please, this is my...
Yeah.
Please, help me out. If you say something, you're gonna give.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
You see, I'm struggling, Since 3 months, I didn't find any job. Because I love to play, I love to,
What is your
sing.
skill in? You're good in sports, but what's
Yeah, even just singing, dancing also I'm good.
dancing? What about music?
Yeah, music also good.
What's music? Sing?
Anything.
What's
Dancing,
play piano?
Anything, yeah.
What do you play?
I play like whistle.
What? What's your education? What do you do?
I did master, bachelor, everything.
Master, bachelor.
Yeah.
What's a master in what?
Like, sir, I did graduate in computer science,
Computer
diploma.
science.
Yeah, I'm IT.
You know computers?
Yeah, of course, I know. Since 1998, I learned computer.
19.
Brain of the computer.
You know
CPU,
computer
Central
science?
Processing Unit, RAM, random use versatility, accuracy, punctuality.
Yeah, but you know how to use the computer now.
Of course,
Now with
I know.
with Apple and Microsoft.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's very easy things for me, sir.
You know
use
tech
typewriter.
support?
I use typewriter also.
You know tech support?
Hmm?
Oh, really?
Typewriter, before I use typewriter also.
You know a website and a blog and you know
Yeah, I have a blog.
you know all that stuff?
Yeah.
Uh,
I have got a YouTube channel.
YouTube channel?
Yeah, like TikTok, Instagram. What do you think, sir? I am not like other Nepalese people. I am far better, far 2,000 miles better than these people. To tell you honestly. Trust
Well, I suppose these
me.
guys.
Because that's why people did not like me.
Because I am more than enough, too much advance.
Well, there.
Because, sir, when I was growing child, I stayed with my dad in army school. I studied in army school. In fact, my whole family belongs to army background.
Well, you saw these Spanish people. I spoke Spanish to them. They won't even talk to me.
Yeah. These people are just good for nothing. Shame on them, Shame on them. They are just good for nothing. Last time I found one phone there, like maybe iPhone 15 or 16, I don't know. Then I switch on the phone and I call, I am in the park. Take your phone.
Yeah.
She told me, I'll give you $200. I don't need your dollars. I don't need anything. Just take care of yourself, okay?
Yeah.
Then instead of praising or thanking me, she told her, I take the call, police. What the hell?
The police.
For what? If I like turn off the phone, so if I send back home, it cost maybe $2,000. But I didn't did that one because God will see over from there.
God's watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know her.
You don't want bad karma.
Yeah.
In your country, you have Buddhism.
Yeah.
If you do something bad, you have bad karma. So why do you have bad karma? These people don't understand.
Sir, I work in automobiles also. I know about.
You can't steal something or you have bad karma.
Sir, I don't want to be bad with anyone. I am already 36. So in my childhood, when I was a growing child, I didn't commit any mistakes. So now I am already old enough, matured. So why I should do any crime, commit any mistake? I have police clearance.
Now they passed the bill in Congress. It says if you steal, you get, if you get steal, you go to jail and you can't get out. And you have to get out of the country. They have a bill, an immigrant who steals.
Sir, I have police clearance, I have everything.
No, I'm just saying if you steal, you get kicked out.
Sir,
out.
I never ever steal anything.
They passed this I read in the paper.
Huh?
That's a new bill.
Have you seen in the
The new law, if you get arrested for stealing, you get incarcerated, and this is when they don't even know if you're guilty. They just say, oh, you arrested, so that's even if you're not guilty.
Sir, no problem. As long as I am good enough, God will see over from there.
No,
So
I'm
I
just
don't
saying.
care. If they will give me a hard time,
You can't do a
God
crime.
will give them a double hard time. I don't.
If you don't have a green card, can't do crime or they'll kick you out. Boom.
Sir, it's not matter of green
That's
card.
the
I
new
don't
law.
care about green card also. I don't like this America also. You know why? Because in Singapore, president, prime minister, me, all are same, treated equally.
Oh.
People are good, but the system, the minister, president, not good.
Yeah.
Why these people, what do you call that one? Immigrant people, no, the people who don't have mind, why they open the border from Mexico, Guatemala, people coming, like Alibaba, Alibaba.com, like Mafia. This all mafia broker came here, doing smuggling, all racketing, that's why,
All the people, they make all this money on immigrants. They take their money and they charge them. And here they have these lawyers who, they want all this money.
You can see this banana. See,
This one, they wanted $8,000 to do like the papers. I said, forget about it. I did it myself. I did the papers myself.
From here, local people, original people, very good, very understanding, very sweet brain, very mastermind. I know.
This is a good neighborhood because it's so diverse.
Very good. But the person who migrate, if Trump come, maybe will be fine. No? Trump will be good. Before I follow
Trump?
No, I follow Bush. I follow 16th President of America, Abraham Lincoln. I follow Abraham Lincoln, democracy, right?
Yeah.
And I like Martin Luther King. Hillary Clinton, that is before secretary. I know, sir. Before, when I was in Nepal or India, I used to study the history about America.
See, look, this is Nepal. This is Tibetan.
Yeah.
These things are Tibetan.
Yeah.
These people are from Tibet.
This is your home. You give them in the lays.
Yeah.
So where is your car?
My what? My car?
Car, where is your car?
It's parked on the street.
Hmm?
It's parked on the street up there.
Oh, there.
Yeah.
Okay, then see you when I see you, like maybe tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Have a
Unless
nice time.
something
Okay, have a
happens.
wonderful
Unless
time.
it's raining or whatever.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. This
Bye.
was left hand, unfortunately. Sorry.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Have a nice one, sir.
All right. Hmm.